Hello, welcome to the gardening channel. I'm your host Mike Ventura, and my pleasure to have you folks with us. So today we're going to be talking about broccoli, which is this guy right here, and romaine lettuce. I'll give you a little overview of how the garden's doing, and I'll walk you through what else is in the backyard. As I said, we have our broccoli, which the Green Magic broccoli, and we have our cauliflower right here. And also growing green beans. And if you've been following the gardening channel, you notice I use my cucumber cage for the green bean production, and also one more romaine lettuce. So let's walk you through growing broccoli. As I said, on the broccoli, what I have learned, it's really important to cut out the center head. You can see where it's been cut out right there. And why do you do that? Because you want to produce as much broccoli as you possibly can. And you'll notice down there's a broccoli there, and you get broccoli down here. Here's another broccoli producing right down there, and I'll kind of walk you through over here. You'll see more broccoli coming in. Every one of these has been pruned back, like as I said, from the center. And I'll move some of this back. You can see that's been cut out, but you notice all the other broccoli that's coming in. There's some right down there. Right there's a broccoli right there. So when pruning out the center, you just redirect the energy of the plant to produce the broccoli on the side. You'll notice, of course, also I have a little bit of chewing activity from the larvae, but honestly I don't worry about that too much. The birds find the larvae before I do, and that's fine, so they kind of keep it pretty clean. And when I do check the garden, I keep an eye and see if I can find any larvae, but as I said, the birds take care of that. And you can see all the broccoli coming in. There's the broccoli. There's another broccoli right there. So as far as the soil goes, what do I do to the soil? First of all, I just use grow mulch. Going into about maybe end of September, early October. And I'm in the soil just with that. I don't use any other organic material because as you're growing a fall crop, soil temperatures drop. Right now the soil temperature is about 55 degrees, so the soil is basically asleep as far as adding any nutrients to it or anything else. So I don't worry about bone meal or blood meal or any other organic nutrients to it. It does just fine. I don't want to worry about putting any fish emulsion in. It's managed considerably differently than if you're going to be growing your spring crop, because the soil temperature gets warm and you have to add a regular diet of fish emulsion. In this case, you don't have to worry about that. Just put the grow mulch in there. You want to have a well-drained soil. You notice we have a little bit of breeze blowing right now, so I get good airflow going through the garden, and that's really good. You want to try to keep some leaves as much as possible off the base, so I've got to go through and kind of prune off the lower leaves. Also, as far as on the green beans go, the green beans, I have to attach these guys with the green garden tape, and you can see the green garden tape over here, and I attach that to the my cucumber cage, and the green beans do just great. What's really cool is the green beans, they capture atmospheric nitrogen and they pump that nitrogen into the soil, and so it does a great job of reinforcing the soil as far as nutrients goes. On the cauliflower, cauliflower is different than obviously the broccoli because I only get one head, and obviously it comes from the center. And since the cauliflower went in right around October, it's going to take 120 days to produce one cauliflower head. So that's quite a bit of time, and so I don't want to plant too many because it just takes too long to produce that one single head. With the broccoli, once you cut out that center, you produce a lot of broccoli, and just a matter of keeping on top of it. And once you get the broccoli, you use about maybe inch. I let my broccoli get to about maybe an inch in diameter, inch and a half. I'll cut it out and just keeps regenerating more broccoli. This is the romaine lettuce. On the romaine lettuce, what I do is I prune it at the base. You can see I cut the flower stem out. Here's the picture of one romaine lettuce, and I'll be cutting these flower heads out pretty soon. But I cut the romaine lettuce down there, and it tastes really, really good. And as you can see, this is planted in the front of the garden, so it's easy to harvest, and it doesn't produce any kind of a problem at all for the cauliflower or for the broccoli. And it's also not a problem at all when I'm growing my green beans. So it's a good garden. It's a fun garden to grow right now. So with that, I'll just kind of get you up to date as far as what's been done. As I said, I planted the broccoli right around maybe October, and it takes off pretty quick. And you notice that the leaves are really big, so you want to really encourage that airflow going through the garden. Very, very important. Try not to plant them too close. That way you get good airflow. Use organic matter inside the soil. That way you encourage very good drainage. And you notice the color of the leaves is really nice and deep green, which comes in all from the nutrients inside the soil. But again, you don't have to go through and add any fish emulsion like you do to the spring garden. These guys will just take off just fine without that. Okay, so that kind of gives you a little overview on the fall to spring garden as far as what's going on. So with that, if you like what's the information on the gardening channel, please hit subscribe and like, and enjoy producing your garden during the wintertime. Thank you very much.